Hello, my crafty friends. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sheree, and my channel is Turquoise Dreaming. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome into my crafty mess. I got a little bit of a mess here, but I don't think you can see it because I'm working on journals up on that half, and I'm working on this craft on this half. One day I'll have to get me a bigger table. But anyway, so I wanted to show you, I want to do a little craft with you today. And I want to show you what I've been working on this week on my lunch break and at TV time. And it might give you some ideas, very simple stuff that you can do when you're on the go, vacation, watching TV, on your lunch break, whatever. So let me show you these first. So I did a little craft where I was working on these I think it was last week. And so I went ahead and finished these up. These are the pages from the bird book. Do I have them upside down? And so some of them, I had a few of them left where they were just single pages. So you can see I added some, like I think I did this in a video too, where I added some paper on the back for writing. This is scrapbook paper with a pattern, but it's so light that you can write on the back. So I made sure I put something light. And this is, of course, white. And I rounded the corners after I glued that paper. It's actually cardstock. All of it is cardstock, so it makes these nice and sturdy. And after I glued that on, I rounded the corners. So these are pretty little bird journaling cards. And then these are booklets that I finished up. They were pages from the Bluebird of Happiness book. And they were together, so I left them together, as two pages. And just, I could do it either way, whatever way I wanted, as far as the pictures. Like, it could have been this way, or it could have been this way. And this one I really loved. I have some with birds on it, not too many with flowers, so I just left this one with the flowers and sewed them together. I put like two papers in each one, so you get 4 pages. And so that's what all of these are. I think they all have coffee dyed paper. I'll just show them to you real quick. You see, then you get a pretty inside little page too, and all that. Here's what they look like. This was one with this poems on it or quotes. So I put some notebook paper in this one. This is some lined paper. It was really from a legal pad. Not notebook paper, but I just had some sitting around, so I used some of that, and this is kind of a, a reminder to myself, and if you need a reminder, just use what you have around. See, this one has coffee dyed paper and yellow lined paper from a legal pad. And so, I just used things I had that I didn't want to have just sitting around. I did that little journal, that little Bluebird of Happiness journal, and here's yellow paper in this one, 2 papers that makes 4 pages. And I use even, I didn't try to even match. I mean, I did, but on purpose, match the embroidery floss. This is embroidery floss that I tied them with. And I have that little bag, if you've been watching my videos, that little bag I'm trying to use up. I'm really getting down to the nitty gritty. I used up all the green. This is green here, and I have a little bit of black left. And some pink. But anyway, they just happen to match nicely, these colors in these pages. So those I finished up. So those will go into my, ephemera stash, and they're not really ephemera, but they're things to stick in pocket stash. And then I took some playing cards to work, and I wanted to do something a little different, and I've been wanting to do this. So this is the balance of the stack that Maria sent me for my birthday mail, Happy Mail, and I took that little stack with me to work, and I have been wanting to make some playing cards into journaling cards. So, and I had sitting here, or hanging here in my craft room, if you've bought any of those, those strands of beads at Dollar Tree, they're round, little, large wooden beads. You get a strand, and there's something on the end of it. Well, I still have some more, but I had see one here that I had put on I guess it was a bulb pin, like I was going to hang it on the side of a journal or something, and I never did. And so I decided, well, to myself, I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to do that. So I just took it to work with me and took it apart and used the pieces, the little, like this one was jute twine and it had one ribbon on it. Do I have the ribbon here? Yeah, I have the ribbon over here in the paper clips. So I used up all of that little tassel that came on those beads here as the topper to these now tags. I guess they're more like tags than journaling cards, but they have journaling space on the back. And I took that tassel. I did take some extra ribbon too because I wanted to use some ribbon. And I took my hole punch and my glue, and I already had some of this scrap white cardstock at work, but that's what I used on the back. Just some, and I have some at work at home too because I bring it home from work, where they're going to throw it away, and I just bring it home and use it. But I decided, I know I have a lot of that at work, so I'll just, I won't need to bring anything to put on the back. I'll just use that white cardstock. So I did all of these that Maria sent me, and you can see the jute twine and a little hole. So I did that on my lunch break. I think that took, look at the little Raggedy Ann one, Raggedy Ann Andy one. But yeah, all of these have the white cardstock on the back. I did take my corner rounder too, and most of the corners I could just cut, but in case I needed to re-round the corners, I took my corner rounder. But most of the time, I didn't really have to use it hardly at all because I was able to just cut around the corners. But see, these have ribbon instead of the jute twine, but I did use up all of that, so I was glad to use that up. And I see right now I have two, at least, it looks like I have at least one more of those jute twine. See, this one I cut shorter and tied a little piece of the ribbon I had around it. So just having fun on my lunch break, making these little things, these little tags. So that was fun, something different, simple, but different to do with your playing cards. So those will go into my ephemera stash to tuck into pockets. And then I also brought some paper clips because it looks like I have a lot of paper clips in here, but I really have used a lot of them, and I was thinking I needed to make some more. So I made a few more here. And these are what I did on my lunch break. So I used even some of that jute twine on here. On this one you can see. And so all these have the jute twine. Need to tighten that up a little bit. And then I might have to tie another piece around there. It's coming loose. Yeah, I might tie a little ribbon around there. Just, I can leave it on there, but just tie a little ribbon, like a little bow around there, and there you go. It looks cute. Yeah, those I'll put another piece on because those, I never did that before, but I was just trying to use up that jute twine. I've never used it on a paper clip before. So I'll put another little ribbon around, just tie it around there, a little bow, and then that way that won't come off. It won't loosen up again. So all those I put a little ribbon on. And then I had, there was one piece of ribbon on there. This piece right here. This little green piece was on that little jute twine tassel from Dollar Tree. And I just cut it, there's one piece and I cut it in half and used it on here. So that's what I did on my lunch break this week. Yeah, I'm going to put another piece of ribbon. Maybe I'll show you how I'm going to do that. It's not a big deal, but maybe we'll do one or two. But today I wanted to, the other thing that I brought to work that I didn't get to was these little, these are Taboo cards, the game Taboo. I like the size of them. They're small and cute. They just have words on them. But I thought I'd do the same thing with some of these. I got a bunch here. But I went thrifting. Thrifting a few days this week, I guess. So I only crafted, I think I only actually crafted one day. I think it must have been one day last week and one day this week or something where I made those because I thought it was 2 days. And then I go out to lunch usually with some friends on Tuesdays or one day during the week whenever they can make it. So let's do these. Not a big deal, but I thought we could just do a little craft together. It's not a tutorial, just a little craft together. So what I do is I use my Fabri-Tac because you know how game cards, playing cards, they're a little slick. Some people sand them, which you are welcome to do. I don't do that. I mean, let me show you one. These are not, none of these were sanded. I just used a Fabri-Tac and it just, see, it's not like, I don't need to sew around them or anything. It's not coming off. So, I'm happy with it. Anyway, so with these, I'll probably just pick a side, and this is some glue I would like to use up. So what I did at work, on my lunch break, is get out my little white cardstock and my cards, and the playing cards. I liked, you know, when I buy, and maybe y'all are the same probably. I mean, you buy playing cards because you like the picture on the front, not the other side, with the, you know, 10 of hearts or whatever. You know, you don't like the number side. I mean, it's not that you don't like it, it's just you buy them for the picture, whatever the picture is, right? A nice vintage set of playing cards has a cute picture of whatever on it, you know? Different themes and things. So I'm going to look at these and just pick a side to glue down. And, you know, this is all I did on my lunch break. I did make sure I had glue right up to the edges, because I noticed if I didn't do that, I felt like, you know, I needed to put more glue under there, because at first I did one that one of the corners was loose, and I was like, oh, I guess I didn't put glue right up to the edge there, so I need to do that. Hello. That says Beanstalk. That'd be great for a Jack and the Beanstalk book, wouldn't it? I'm sure I have one. And there's Jack, Giant, Climb, Sky, Vine. Wouldn't that be cute? This one's Pilgrim. Put that in a Thanksgiving journal. And a lot of these are going to be just generic. This is Sushi and Gold, so I'll leave Gold up. Not that, well, I actually don't like sushi. I only like cooked sushi. I don't like raw. That's the word raw right there. But I think these will be cute little tags. And then, you know, I like to make my tags if I can. And I usually, like 99% of the time, probably 99.9% of the time, make them into, make sure they have writing space on the back. So, yeah, I hope y'all had a good week. This one says backpack and theater. I think I'm going to leave backpack showing. That could go into if you were making a school themed journal, or any journal really, but if you were making a school themed journal, that would be cute. Backpack. So you never know. Like there's a lot of things you can do with game cards and playing cards. You know, there's just so many things. And I don't know if I've ever done this before. I don't remember doing it. I'm like thinking, why haven't I done it? This one says dessert. I'm going to leave dessert up. And that could be if you have a cookbook journal, any kind of cooking or recipe themed craft going on. I don't know if this will fit. No, it's not going to fit down there. Okay. I wonder if I can fit two this way. I'm just going to... I can probably get more this way, don't you think? If I put one here and one here. I don't know. Just trying to use this. I try to use my paper economically, so I don't waste it or make too many. I'm going to leave, this one has hors d'oeuvres on this side, so I'm going to leave that up. That also would be cute in a recipe journal or any journal. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever done this exact thing before, and it's so simple. I'm like, why haven't I done this before? I don't remember doing it before, but I've been doing this for a long time, so I could have done it before, not remember, but I really don't think I have. And I've made little booklets, you know, taken two cards and hinged them together and sewn in pages. Sweater and applause. Sweater could be cute in a Christmas journal, winter journal, fall journal. Yeah, that could be cute. Sweater. Oh my goodness. No. We do not want glue out here. I just put down, I'm going to just kill my glue right now. I'm trying to, this is oozing out because it's the one I'm using up, like I said. So it's just got, it seems like when you have a little, I've had it turned upside down. Let me get this down. Let me get this glue on here. False teeth. We'll put the glue down false teeth and leave up microwave. Another one that can go into a, if I wanted to use it in a, ooh, I hear air. Does that mean I'm getting to the end? But, yeah, try to use my paper economically so I'm not making scraps or wasting paper, you know, and having to throw it in the trash. And I just put down right here, like my whole table didn't need recovered, but right here where I work, right here in front of me, gets gluey. Because as you can see, I didn't put anything under here to protect this, but I thought this paper would be good. But that's what happens. You think you're controlling your glue, and then it goes everywhere. I just put down these two pieces here. Two new little wallpaper pieces from, oh, look at the word angel. That would be cute for a Christmas journal. Yeah, the word infant's on this side, but I don't really make baby journals. So if you were making a baby journal, that word could be the one you keep up. I'm not against making baby journals. It's just nobody, I think they're harder to sell for me, you know what I mean? I'd rather make more generic journals that more people are going to want, if you know what I mean. Okay. I'll probably push these all down before all right, we can fit one more on here. Oh, look, wreath. Yeah, let's do that. Another Christmas one. Cool. I didn't realize I was going to be making themed. These were going to be themed. I just pictured in my head when I pulled out I just pulled these out randomly. I did not, you know, go through and pick out any certain words, of course. And there I go. I've got some themed little game cards here, almost. So, see, I got a few more. See, it takes a little while to do this, doesn't it? So you can see why I only did that bunch that I showed you, the playing cards in. I think I did most of them in one day and maybe finished them up on a second day. I think I might have done them in one day, though. I might have done them in one day this week. The days just run together sometimes. I've been really busy at work. They've given me some new duties that I'm trying to learn. You know, it's like I've been there for almost 3 years now, so I've learned my job that when I started and what I'm supposed to do, you know, because I started this job 3 years ago, and it's a similar job to what I've been doing over the last over 20 years, but, you know, each office is different, so you got to learn their ways. Anyway, I learned my job, and then I've been doing it for almost 3 years. And then they go and throw a wrench into my job and give me new duties. So it's like I'm learning a new job now. And I like learning new things, don't get me wrong. I do like learning new things. But it's like, it takes a minute if it's something that's a little, you know, it's just got idiosyncrasy. So it's not all the same thing. Like each thing has this thing to work. I can't really explain it because I can't tell you. I can't go into it. But, you know, I work in a law office, so I can't really say exactly what I'm talking about. You have to keep these things confidential. But anyway, it's got idiosyncrasies. So it's like you learn it, but each thing is different. So you have to kind of just figure it out on each new thing that comes through your hands. So yeah, so that's keeping me busy besides doing the actual work, learning the actual work. So, but I think once I get a handle on it and feel like I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit more, I will not be I'm not really stressed out. It's just, you know, it occupies your mind all the time. Like, oh, did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do everything I was supposed to do? You know, type of thing. You don't want to miss anything, right? You don't want to. forget anything or miss anything. So yeah, kind of like you try to do your job that you're doing, and then you've got this new stuff you're doing, and it occupies your mind. That's what I'm finding anyway. It's kind of always in the back of my mind, like I gotta go back to that new thing I'm doing and make sure I did everything I'm supposed to be doing and I didn't miss anything. So it's crazy, but I love my job. So what are you gonna do, right? Do what you gotta do. But no, I'm glad well, I mean, you can look at it like this, and a positive spin is like they trusted me to do this new thing, so that's good. Like they could have said, oh, Sheree can't do that. But no, they trusted me to do it, so it's a new opportunity. Yeah. All right. Plus, I always have like learning new things. Always, always, always. When I was single, I used to, let's see, I'm trying to think if I had a boyfriend. I guess it's went through boyfriend and not through boyfriends and no boyfriends, where I would, when I was single, I would take classes at night. Like I worked, after college I worked, and then I would take classes at the community college, or I think I took some at a technical college too, near, my town when I lived in Florida. And so that I wasn't like sitting around at night just like doing nothing, after work. That might seem weird, but you guys have to let me know if you ever did anything like that. Yeah, I used to take a class or two. Now, I guess I'm trying to think if I took more than one at a time. I don't remember now, but yeah, I used to take classes that had to do with my job. I'm trying to think if I ever took any. Me and my husband did take, after I got married, I did take one, because we were buying, we bought our first house, and I wanted to learn and have him learn more with me about electricity and fixing electrical things. So me and him both took a electrical class at the community college together. And I understood it, but I wasn't good at it at all. I didn't like it, and I understood it, but I wasn't good at actually doing it. I understood the current and all that, but he was good at it. He understood it, and he could do it. So I was glad we took it, even though maybe I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, and I didn't want to go around fixing electrical things. It was good for him because he was able to go around and fix electrical, things like even just whatever, your sockets and your switches and things in your house. So yeah, it was good. It was good. But yeah, before I got married, I would take classes that a lot of times had to do with my job to, further, learn further things that had to do with my job. So, and that kept me busy at night, where I wasn't sitting around doing nothing, or just sitting home eating potato chips and cookies or something, watching TV. So yeah, that's what I did. Keep myself busy and learn new things. Get out of the house. It was really good too. On one community college, I know, that was probably the technical college I went to. Took a couple classes there, and they had kind of like a vocational college. I don't know if it was considered, or maybe it was both technical and vocational. That's probably where we took the electrical class at that college. And anyway, I was taking whatever classes that had to do with my job, but they also had where people could learn. There was a class there for people taking auto body, like fixing dents and painting cars and stuff. And I ended up where somebody, when I lived at home with my parents, I had parked my car out front of the house. I forget why. Maybe because we had 3 cars, and in and out of the, my car and my parents' 2 cars, so we're in and out of the driveway and all that. Anyway, I don't think I always parked my car in front of the house in the street, but this one time I did, or maybe once in a while I did. And then our neighbor right across the street, backed out and backed into my car. And actually, yeah, that's what it was. I had my car painted. I had my car painted at that auto body shop because they could do it. And they, it was very inexpensive because they're learning. They're learning how to do it. And so while they charge you something, it's very inexpensive. So yeah, that's what it was. I wanted to get my car a fresh coat of paint. I don't know if it really needed it or what, but I did want to do that. And so I did. And then he backed into my car, the neighbor, by accident. It's totally accident. And he came over and he said, "Oh, I backed into your car. Get some estimates and I'll pay for it." And so I did. I got an estimate because my parents were like, I was like, I'll just get an estimate from the auto body shop that just painted my car. And I got it. Of course, it was very inexpensive. And then my parents were like, well, you should get one from a regular place too and give both to him, just so you're showing him that, what it could cost him and what you're going to get. You're going to get him a deal. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, And so I did. And so I did get my car, that dent, now there was a dent to fix, and fix that, repaint that. It was on the driver's side door. And so I got that fixed. I showed him the estimate, and he was very grateful that I was getting it fixed at the vocational school and not, at the other place. So he loved me after that. He was like, it didn't cost him very much money, and it was very economical, and I was willing to have my car done there. They did a great job. It looked very professional. It wasn't like, I suppose if something was not turning out right, the teacher would have them do it over and fix it, right? Anyway, whenever I got my car back, first and second time, it looked very professional. It didn't look like somebody that didn't know what they were doing did it, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Worked out good for everybody. It was a very good car. My son, my youngest son, was like when he found out I had that car when I was in my early 20s. It's that was my first car actually too. I'll tell you what it was, and he's like, oh, "You should have kept that car," because now I think it's known as a muscle car. But I really don't think it was a muscle car, but I think that maybe it is known as a muscle car now. But anyway, it was trying to think of what year it was. Anyway, I don't remember what year it was, but it was a Chevy Nova, and it was a 2-door hatchback Chevy Nova, and it had it. Back then I didn't know anything about engines, 4-cylinder, 8-cylinder, whatever. I didn't care, just as long as I could drive it, right? Go somewhere, go to work or whatever, school, whatever I needed to do. And so it had 8-cylinder engine in it, and I think I'm trying to think if I bought that when I bought it. I don't know if I had a boyfriend when I bought it, but anyway, while I owned it, I did have a boyfriend, and he was like, "Are you sure you can handle this car?" I'm like, "What? Why? What are you talking about?" I didn't get it because I didn't think anything about an 8-cylinder car. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think, "Oh, I have power. I can race down the road or something." I didn't think like that. I'm a girl. I was a girl. I'm a girl. I am a girl. So, I didn't think anything about that. And I know he said something, and I don't think if anybody else said anything about having 8 cylinders. And back then, gas was cheap. Cheap. Like super cheap. I don't remember what it cost me to fill up, but not very much, like $10. And so, this is what I do next. Just punch holes, and I just eyeball it. Punch hole in the middle. I am trying to stay off the word, but I have to get the hole. And see, it goes a little bit on the word. So that is what it is. I have to have it down low enough to... Oh, this word's way down there. Look at that. Some are closer to the top and some are down a little bit. That's weird. Anyway, that's a story of my first car. But yeah, when my son, one time when we told my youngest son, he's into cars, and we told him I had a Chevy Nova, 8-cylinder, he was like, oops, why does my TV do that? I have it muted, and I think I had it paused, and it just starts playing sometimes. Anyway, yeah, he was like, you should have kept that car. I'm like, oh. It was a really good car, though. Anyway, that's a story of my very first car, Chevy Nova hatchback. And I've always loved hatchbacks, too. I have one now. I have one now, but it's a 4-door. And the Chevy Nova was a 2-door. Okay, there we have our holes. There they are. Wow, I really lined them up pretty good. You can see through there. And now I have the ribbons to put in. So let me show you the back. See, all ready to write on if somebody wants to. And then I have 3 different ribbons here. I'm not like trying to really super coordinate it or anything, but I do like these. I found these 3 or these 2 in Florida. And this one, I'm not sure. I might have got that one in Florida too. But yeah, this one shop I went into this past October when I was there had these. And let me put some blue ones in here. Blue. They had these ribbons, and I love this little ribbon here. And these are great for tags, for one thing, or paper clips. Easy to get around a paper clip. And really, you could use them in tassels too. So I love finding these little skinny ribbons like this that are, you know, I mean, this is super cute, little blue and white. Let me put it on the, all right, so these are, is that what it is? I think they're pink on one side and blue on the other. So this one has the blue on the front side here. So let's put a blue ribbon on here. That'll be cute. I just got these out and thought these would be cute on here, these ribbons. But look at that. So cute, right? I mean, so simple. But it's a good way to use up some of your tags. I mean, not your tags, your cards. Game cards and playing cards. You know, because if you're like me, you have a lot of them. So, I mean, I've been being really picky with these too when I find them. Because I have a drawer full here, and I have some in the other room that I have, I think I still have a listing for a bunch in my, see, I put a blue tag on that one. It doesn't matter. Let's put a pink, let's use this pink one, see what this looks like. But, yeah, I think I have a listing in my shop, so I have some in the other room where I have the things I have listed for my eBay shop. I have some in there that go into that listing. But little bundles of playing cards, and I think I have a separate listing, one for playing cards, one for game cards, or something like that. Anyway, I think I had one for flashcards. I don't know. I think the flashcards, I don't know if they're sold out or not, but I don't remember. Anyway, I have those cards. The point is, I have more in the other room. You know, I have a drawer full in here, and I have a lot more in the other room too, so where I have my things that are listed. So I need to do something with them, and I do stick them just so that somebody else can do something with them. I will stick them in a journal without doing anything to them, or in a goodie pack. But still, I would like to do something with them myself too, not just stick them in without doing anything. Let's do this one. This is another one, like the blue one, but it's this color. As you can see, I'm not measuring, I'm just cutting a little piece. So if you want your little topper shorter, just make it shorter. If you want it longer, make it longer. Whatever you want to do. And I said we were going to tie a bow on on these one of these paper clips. So if you want, you can do the same thing with tags, but you can take, let's do a yellow one. You can take your, this is a piece of twine, and these are coming loose, or jute twine. And this is a thick, pretty thick one, so that's why it's probably coming loose a little bit. But you can also do, just tie a little bow, which is not easy exactly to tie a little bow. It's rather fidgety. I'll try to keep in let's see, which way is the front? I like this to be the front. So, and this is, I did this at work too. I showed you that one where I tied a bow around it. And it's a little fidgety, but it can be done. So let me see if I can do this on video. It's not hard, it's just kind of fidgety. There we go. I don't know if I made this. You can leave it just like that. I might not have a long enough piece to tie a bow here, but I'll try. Yeah, that's, I'll try. Yeah, no, that's not long enough to tie a bow. But once you get your knot there, it's easy to tie a bow. But then you can just kind of join it all together. See, now that's going to stay on there. You've got a little, you might want to tie it in a double knot. Now, just tie it in a double knot. Since we're not tying a bow, tie it in a double knot. And then you can just have all of that on there like that. Just instead of a bow, have it, you know, that's going to keep this jute twine on there. And then you've got 4 little pieces. And it's super cute. Look at that. It's super cute. Can you see it okay? Yeah. So I'm going to do that to all those paper clips that have jute twine on them because they're kind of coming loose. And we've made some of our cards. I haven't made all of them yet. Let's do a couple more. Let's see. We didn't use the pink one on these yet. Let's use the pink one. Let me see where everything is here. I'm getting disorganized. Let's see how long I want of a piece. Let's do a couple of these pink ones. We did do a pink one. Here it is. I want to do a pink one with the pink though. Let's see what that looks like. So I hope I gave you some ideas. Let me know if you do crafting in front of the TV, or if you do mobile crafting, where you do it. You know what I mean? Like, where do you go? Like, do you do it at work? Just so I have it, you know, I kind of have a, you know, a list in my mind. Like I do it at work. I do it in front of the TV. I have taken things on vacation to do. Like when I go to my parents' house, I'll take some things to work on in the downtime. I know I went to a race one time with my son and my husband, and we took our camper, and I watched when my son was actually in the race, a car type of race, and I watched when my son was driving, but when he wasn't driving, it was kind of, you know, a little, I hate to say boring, but it was a little boring. When I wasn't watching him, you know, I was just watching the other drivers. So I would go in the camper and craft when he wasn't driving. And then when it was, my husband would be like, okay, $1 up. And I would run out there and watch him. So, yeah. Okay, so we see it's pretty quick putting these on, isn't it? Let's see, what do we need? We need one more. And you don't have to match your card. Just use whatever ribbons you have. If you don't have ribbons to match whatever you're doing, just use whatever you have. So if you have any questions, let me know. I've been doing a little bit more thrifting because I'm trying not to, well, I don't know if you guys have noticed, if you have ever bought from Temu, but they think they're going to get these outrageous prices now. If they think they're going to get these outrageous prices now that they have on their website, they are very much mistaken because, you know, I mean, I knew it wasn't going to last. the prices they had on there. I didn't know exactly what would happen to, I didn't know if they would just like change it on their own as far as we charge cheap prices and now we've got everybody hooked, let's charge more type of thing. Or here we go, I'm going to show you, these are super cute with that little pink ribbon. Or what would happen. So we all know what has happened, and so now they think they're going to charge these outrageous prices, and they think people are going to pay for them, but they are very mistaken. So if you're used to buying from Temu, just don't despair. You can go to thrift stores, and that's what I've been doing. I mean, I was out doing that anyway, so, but just go to thrift stores and use what you have. You know what I mean? Don't worry about having that certain thing that you've seen somebody else have or whatever. Just go find, that unique thing in a thrift store, and there you go. Use it, and it'll be just as cute as anything else. So, I mean, all these ribbons right here, I found at a thrift store, and aren't they adorable? And these cards I already had from having this game that we don't play anymore, and so I adopted the cards into my integrated them into my crafting. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed today's craft, and let me know, like I said, where you do your mobile crafting, because I would like to just keep this list in my head of ideas of where to do mobile crafting and things like that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.